Okay, so we have both our session chairs in the meeting. So let us start with the sessions. So, hello everyone. Very good morning to all of you, dear authors and the invited guests. A very warm welcome to technical session 6A. Myself, Yashita, and I'll be your moderator for this session. I'll make sure that things run smoothly and maybe keep up the energy too. So, on behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the International Conference on Technological Intelligence and Business Strategies, which is TIBS 2026 Philippines. This conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Philippines and the virtual event is being held through Zoom from 23rd on 23rd and 24th June, where people from all over India as well as many from other countries are present as well. So I hope you all enjoy today's insightful and knowledgeable sessions. So in this session, we will be having a total of 8 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for their presentation, followed by 2 minutes for their question and answers. And I will keep giving a gentle reminder at the 8 minute mark so that it will help everyone stay on track. Also, a small request to all the participants, please stay connected with us till the closing remarks. We are promising that it will be worth it. So if you have any queries or updates, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. Me and my co-host will be addressing them. So before we begin, I would like to introduce you all to our esteemed session chair. First, we have with us Made Rati Nurmalasari, who is a lecturer at the National Education University, Indonesia, with research interests spanning digital literacy, artificial intelligence in the job market, financial literacy, and agribusiness. Through her research and academic contributions, she promotes innovative approaches to education, technology adoption, and community development. Welcome to the session, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Good
You would
morning,
like to say
everyone.
something? Yeah, like to say something.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, everyone. This is my pleasure to welcome you to this TIBS International Conference. My name is Maderati Nurmalasari from Universitas Pendidikan Nasional Bali, Indonesia, and I'm honored to serve as the session chair for today's session. I just hope that this session will be run smoothly and successfully. We are fortunate to have researchers and also scholars from diverse backgrounds sharing their works with us today. And I hope that the ideas exchanged during this session will inspire future collaborations and generate a meaningful impact for all stakeholders. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those kind words. So next we have with us Professor Narendra Londhe, who is presently working as professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering of National Institute of Technology, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, India. He has 15 years of rich experience in academics and research. His main areas of research include medical signal and image processing, biomedical instrumentation, speech signal processing, biometrics, intelligent healthcare, brain computer interface, artificial intelligence, and pattern recognition. So, Londhe sir, welcome to the session. Good morning. You would like to give some remarks?
Thank you, Yashita, and very welcome to all the participants. And I'm really happy to meet another session chair, Madam Maid. Uh, very good morning, ma'am, and it's pleasure that I'll be sharing the session with you. Yes, thank you, Yashita, and you can further conduct the session. We'll see. We'll do the needful as such. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. So, for our first presenter, we have with us Max Angelo D. Perrin. Are you present, Max?
Good day, ma'am. I'm present. Am I
Okay,
audible?
so yes, you're audible. So he is here with us to present his paper titled as AI Assisted 7S Compliance Analytics for Campus Operations, a data-driven decision support case study at Bisu Bilar campus. Yes, Max, are you ready with the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can start sharing.
Okay, ma'am. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, it is visible.
Good day, everyone. I am Max Angelo Diperin from Bohol Island State University. Today, I'll present our study entitled AI-Assisted 7S Compliance Analytics for Campus Operations, a data-driven decision support case study at Baisubilar Campus. The starting point of this study is very practical quality assurance problem. In every 7S evaluation cycle, the Quality Assurance Office evaluates many offices across the campus. This evaluation generates two major types of data, numeric scores and written evaluator comments. The numeric scores are relatively easy to summarize because they can be averaged, counted, and ranked. However, the written comments are more difficult to process. These comments often contain repeated concerns, office-specific observation, and recommendations that require careful manual reading. The challenge is to transform raw narratives into evidence for decision making without removing evaluator judgment. This is where the study introduces a human reviewed AI analytics layer for faster and more reproducible quality assurance report. The main aim of the study is to build a two-phase processing and analytics pipeline that converts 7S audit records into decision-ready outputs. The study has three main contributions. First, it introduces AI-assisted summarization with evaluator validation. Second, the study uses reproducible Python analytics from the validated report. Third, the study applies a priority index and text mining to support targeted quality assurance action. The key design principle is simple. The pipeline should augment the QA workflow, not to replace it. This slide represents the overall workflow of the proposed pipeline. In phase one, the process begins with completed 7S records stored in MySQL database. A stored procedure retrieves records by area code to ensure consistent extraction. Then a Python ETL script formats records into a structured input for the language model. Grok through XI generates draft scorecards and action plans. These drafts are not treated as final outputs. Instead, they are saved in JSON and Excel formats so that evaluators and the QA staff can review them side by side. After checking, correcting, and validating the drafts, the approved outputs are consolidated into the official PDF report. In phase two, the validated PDF becomes the input for analytics. Python using PDM Plumber extracts structured fields such as office name, status, mean score, and narrative findings. From there, the scripts compute descriptive statistics, office rankings, priority index values, and text clustering using PFIDF, K-means, and SVD visualization. So this two-phase design ensures that the AI assistance is bounded by human review and the final analytics come from an approved source. For the data set, the study used the November 2025 to January 2026 7S evaluation cycle. A total of 112 offices were extracted from the consolidated PDF. Among them, 107 had numeric scores while 5 had no submission entries. This is important because mean score alone may not fully capture operational risk. For example, an office with a moderate score may still require urgent attention if the evaluator comments mention safety concerns. By combining numeric and text-based indicators, the priority index becomes more useful for decision support. The first major result describes the overall compliance landscape. Based on the counts, offices implemented to a great extent and offices implemented to a moderate extent form the majority. Together, these two categories account for 82 offices, or about 73.2% of the total. However, there is still a meaningful risk group. Offices categorized as least extent not implemented at all or no submission make up 30 offices, or about 26.8%. This means that while most offices are performing at a moderate to high level, more than one-fourth still requires closer attention. For the scored offices, the mean score is approximately 3.02 with a standard deviation of about 0.64 and a score range from 1.33 to 4. This variation shows that a single campus average is not enough to represent the situation accurately. Therefore, the findings suggest that quality assurance intervention should be differentiated rather than uniform across all offices. The second result shows how the priority index differentiates operational risk. The distribution of the priority index is right skewed. This means that most offices fall into the low to medium priority range, while a small group requires immediate attention. The offices were grouped into 25 high priority offices, 45 medium priority offices, and 42 low priority offices. This classification helps the QA office decide where to focus first. This scatter plot also shows an inverse relationship between mean score and priority index. As mean score decreases, the priority index generally increases. The correlation is approximately negative 0.69, which confirms this relationship. However, the priority index also reveals some things that mean scores alone may miss. Some offices with moderate scores still appear in the higher priority region because their written findings include safety or standardization concerns. This demonstration the value of combining quantitative scores with qualitative narrative analysis. The third major result focuses on the recurring 7S concerns among the top 25 priority index. The need flag matrix shows that standardized appears in 20 out of 25 high priority offices, while safety appears in 19 out of 25. Other dimensions such as sort, shine, and sustain also appear but less frequently. The word cloud support this pattern. The dominant terms include compliance, safety, standardize, improvement, order, and organization. This result is important because it suggests that the problem is not only at the level of individual offices. If standards and safety are uneven, these may be systematic campus level concerns. Therefore, the response should not rely on office by office reminders. The campus may need clearer standards, templates, checklists, safety protocol, and follow-up mechanism that apply across multiple offices. The decision support value of the pipeline can be summarized into 4 points. First, the pipeline supports faster consolidation. Second, the analytics are traceable. Third, the pipeline supports a follow-up. Fourth, the system enables cycle-to-cycle monitoring. In short, the pipeline transforms raw audit records into actionable QA priorities. Conclude the study demonstrate that AI can be useful in quality assurance when it is bounded by review, traceability, and operational purposes. The, prop- the proposed two-phase pipeline supports 7S consolidation and analytics, but it does not remove evaluator accountability. Human review remains a mandatory part of the process. Based on the findings, the study recommends formalizing the pipeline for future 7S evaluation cycles while preserving human validation as an accountability gate. The 25 high priority offices and the 5 no submission offices should be treated as an open corrective action items. The study also recommends addressing standardized and safety through campus level standards rather than relying only on office specific coaching. Finally, clustering results may be used to design differentiated capacity building activities depending on the type of concern observed in each office. Overall, the study shows that AI-assisted analytics can help the quality assurance office move from delayed manual consideration toward faster, more evidence-based, and more targeted decision support. Daghang salamat and thank you for listening.
Okay, any of the session chairs have questions for her?
Okay, maybe I can go first.
Yes.
Please, Professor Londe. Well, it's quite interesting for me. So given that generative AI system may introduce bias or hallucination, what the safeguards were implemented to ensure that the final quality assurance report remain objective and reliable beside the conducting the human review?
Mm, the QI staff will be the one to accept the AI generated recommendation since they're also the auditor of the offices, ma'am.
Okay, did you maybe also establish any specific criteria or maybe metrics to evaluate the quality of AI generated recommendation during the validation process or human review?
We are basing also on the survey questionnaire that will as well also used by the auditor, ma'am. So if they match, since they are also checking the offices, if the AI generated output will match to the audit, they will accept the AI generated results. If they are not quite um if they not accepted the result, they will alter the result, ma'am, for the so they're the last one to accept the result.
Yeah, okay. So basically, based on the result of your research, you state that human review remains an essential step, yeah? But how, my last
Yes.
question, how do you determine the optimal balance between automation and human oversight to maximize efficiency without compromising report quality?
Again, ma'am.
Yeah. If the human review remains an essential step, then how do you determine the optimal balance between automation and human oversight to maximize the efficiency? Because we're talking about efficiency also in here, but without
Mm,
compromising the report quality.
mm. As of now, we the QA will check also, ma'am, the for accepting the result, and that's only the way to be efficient, ma'am, for as of now, as the moment.
Yeah. Okay, but for the feedback from me, so maybe you can also focus on or emphasize on the how to maximize the efficiency because that's also important. Not only traceability, not only transparency, but also efficiency. Yeah. But
Okay, ma'am.
overall, that's quite good. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Londe, sir, any questions for her? Okay, I think there are no questions from his side. So let us move forward with the next presentation. So next
Thank
we
you.
have, thank you so much, Max. So next we have Noor Fajrina to present her work titled as Digital Transformation Capability and Sustainable Supply Performance, the role of stakeholder integration and absorptive capacity. So Noor, are you present?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, I'll stop sharing. Yes, you can start now.
So is my slide visible?
Yes, it is visible. Just put it on the presentation mode and start. Yes,
Okay,
you
thank
can
you.
start.
So distinguished session chair, moderator, all participants, good afternoon. Uh, hold on. Currently, recently, agriculture digitalization become a strategic necessity to improve future competitiveness. So I'm Nur Fajrina, pleased to present my research entitled Digital Transformation Capability and Sustainable Supply Performance, the Role of Stakeholder Integration and Absorptive Capacity. So as an introduction, agriculture's business environment rapidly changed as my experience in agribusiness professional. It's rapidly changed, and how can we remain competitive while at the same time maintaining a long-term sustainability? In the context of Indonesian vegetable seed industry, it's as we know that agriculture is very vulnerable, simultaneously issues challenged by productivity, supply demand resilience, sustainability, climate change, and also rapid technology transformation. And many seed companies, especially the multinational, has invested digital technologies such as data analysis, automation, cloud system, and digital monitoring. But the question is, are the outcomes consistent and reliable based on my experience and observation? So the research gap here, most previous study in focus on direct effect on digital transformation in the manufacture sector, in industrial technology, and very less research in seed business, which is it's unique, and limited attention given to organizational and relational mechanism. So this research actually want to fulfill this gap. And the objective is to develop and assess a capability-based framework by link the digital transformation capability to sustainable supply performance, incorporating stakeholder integration and absorptive capacity as a key mechanism. And it's evident from Indonesian vegetable seed company. So this is the conceptual framework. There are four constructs here, and two mediating pathway. As a methodology, as a methodology, the research design is quantitative as a cross-sectional survey on 113 registered seed company, with the respondents are leaders, managers, and decision makers. And the data collection via a questionnaire, online and offline, and we have here 262 respondents. And the data analysis, we are using PLSM and the measurement model, validity, reliability, and also structural model. So the result, first we see the respondent profile regarding the age. 54%, close to 55% are 26 to 45 years old. Regarding the gender, 77 male dominated, and they all educated staff. And regarding the working unit, we can see 58% operational and R&D division, and years of services, 57% working experience, working service below 10 years. And the size of the company, 56.7% is small, medium enterprise. So before go to the pathway analysis, we are measuring the model using validity and reliability, and also measure the goodness of faith to see that the model demonstrate good alignment with empirical evidence and delivers reliable and consistent result. So this is the model pathway. This is the model pathway. Then we can see that sustainable supply performance cannot be achieved through technology alone or collaboration alone. It emerged when integration stakeholders strengthen with digital capability, and it's converted, and it can be converted to measurable business outcomes through absorptive capacity. Okay, as a conclusion, we can see here that the integration of stakeholder theory and the dynamic capability perspective can emphasizing the strategic importance of digital infrastructure and organizational learning in achieving sustainability. So regarding the business impact, this is a recommendation of the recommendation for important strategic for seed companies, multinational or small medium enterprise in Indonesia, and the model also can give a recommendation for small medium enterprise who start using digitalization in their process. Yeah. So that's the end of my slides. Back to you, moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor, for your presentation. So if anyone has any questions, they can go ahead with this.
Well, okay. I have a question because the result is quite interesting for me, which is counterintuitive result. So the stakeholder integration doesn't influence directly into the sustainable supply performance, right? So how do you explain this result? Do you have any a reason or consideration that prior study often suggests a direct relationship between stakeholders collaboration and also sustainability outcomes. Would you say that stakeholder integration alone is insufficient for achieving sustainable goals unless the organization possesses strong knowledge absorption and utilization capabilities?
Yeah, we can say in that word. Stakeholder integration is not standing alone. Yeah, there should be a collaboration with the external and internal. Let's say in our process, like in seed business, having many growers or suppliers. What? It's not better if we get only 300 growers, but with a good quality and readiness of the readiness of the technology, readiness of the acceptance on the technology. Yes.
Yeah, so does this imply that the stakeholder collaboration creates value only when organizations have sufficient capabilities to absorb and utilize the external knowledge?
Indeed, because in this research, the subject is the company, right? So the internal organization should have a very strong capability in that first, and then get the external stakeholder.
Yeah, okay. One last question from me because it's also interesting for me because I noticed that 77.8 of your respondents were
Yes.
male.
Male dominated. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you explore whether demographic characteristics such as gender could potentially influence the perception of digital transformation capability or maybe sustainable supply performance? Because I also live in Indonesia and also interesting to share if you can share the idea about that.
Yes. Regarding the gender, in this research, in agriculture actually, female usually become the operator. They are not the men. They don't being the decision maker, right? So based on my previous research, this profile represent that analysis, that fact. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the answer, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Noor. So, Londe sir, do you have any questions for her?
Oh, Yashita, please go ahead to the next presentation.
Okay, sure. So for our next presentation, we have Ayush Ghumre to present his paper titled as Mobile App Development Trends and Challenges. So Ayush, are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so you can start your presentation. Mhm.
It is visible, ma'am.
Yes, it is visible. Just, yes, you can start now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ayush Kumare. I am from Tattamega Institute of Higher Education and Research. Today, I present my research paper topic, which is mobile app development trends and challenges, with my co-author, Professor Rina Satpute, ma'am. I would like to thank TIBS conference organization to giving me this opportunity. I discuss about uh, providing a brief. I will briefly discuss motivation behind this key study, finding current challenges and future direction in mobile app development. Let's begin. Mobile applications have become an integral part of modern digital ecosystem. They play a vital role in communication, education, healthcare, banking, and e-commerce, entertainment. In communication, there are mobile app has transfer communication by enabling instant messaging, video call, voice call, or messages. Networking applications such as WhatsApp, Telegram, people to stay connected with anytime. In education, in education, there are in the sector mobile app support online through video lectures, digital notes, quizzes, and virtual classroom. Student can access educational content from their smartphones and their convenience. In healthcare application, they help book doctor appointments, access medical records, monitors condition, and receive services. This improve accessibility in healthcare services. In banking, application enables user transfer money, pay bills, check amount balance, and perform financial transaction securely without visiting a bank branch. And the e-commerce apps provide a convenient platform for online shopping, allow users to browse products, compare prices, and purchase the tracks orders directly from their mobile devices. In entertainment, there are applications such as video streaming, music streaming, and gaming apps provide user on demands and content interactive experience, making entertainment easily accessible. In challenges in traditional mobile application development, platform dependency, separate development for Android and iOS, higher cost and multiple code base increase effort and expenses, security risks, vulnerability to data branches, and cyber threats. Opportunities, smart growth, smartphone growth, and digital transformation, AI, IoT, cloud, and 5G driven innovation. Key goals: build secure, scalable, and high performance app, ensure a seamless user experience. Objective: analyze trends and challenges, evaluate technology and solutions. Existing approaches related to work, mobile app development approaches, native apps, higher performance, cross-platform app, single code base, PWA browser-based apps, and cloud-based apps scalable and accessible. And their main focuses on native-based performance and cross-platform, faster and cost-effective PWAs, easy development. Problem in existing approaches: platform dependency, separate development for Android and iOS. Android development is separate, and as well as iOS development is separate. Performance limitation: cross-platform apps may be slower than native apps. Security concerns, risk of data branches and cyber attacks. Device fragmentation: different device and OS versions increase complexity, and a higher maintenance cost. Frequent updates and bug fixes are required additional efforts. There are proposed methodology: data collection, integration, data processing, and model training, output human and decision making. In data collection, sensor data, transaction logs, user feedback, data external API feeds. There are data storage. In that data will be stored and integrate the data, then integrate whole data lake house, unified storage, and data processing and model training, anomaly detection, personalization engine, customer segmentation, and predictive search model, and then output and human decision making, business optimization platforms. Result and decision, performance and cost metric comparison, parameter, traditional approaches and proposed approach. In parameter, there are development time. Development time is very high, and approaches are very low. And then cost and traditional approach high, and approach and proposed approach is moderate. Then security moderate high, and scalability and moderate also high. Conclusion, future work. Conclusion, mobile app development is evolving rapidly with AI, cloud computing, IoT, and 5G. However, security, performance, and scalability remains key challenges. And then future work, future efforts will focus on integrating AI and machine learning while improving security and performance through advanced framework, 5G, and IoT technologies. Here are the references which I used in my research paper. So, thank you.
Okay, questions, anybody?
Yeah, okay, I will go first. At first I thought that your study will highlight the challenge of only balancing performance and also security, because that's a lot of researcher talking about that things. But you also talk about scalability and energy efficiency then in the modern mobile application. So my question is in your view, in your point of view, which of this factor should developer prioritize when trade-off become unavoidable? And maybe you can also explain why you choose it.
Sorry, I didn't recognize it.
Right. Your study highlight a lot of challenges. You highlight about the balancing performance, security, right? And also scalability and energy efficiency, yeah, in modern mobile application. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in your opinion, which of these factors should developers prioritize when the trade-off become unavoidable? And maybe you can explain why.
There are developers are looking forward to develop and maintain their iOS and Android app development. Am I right? Uh, Developers have built responsive, scalable web applications. Through user, they can use it, and their work also, their work and iOS applications are made for the iOS based, which is iOS devices, which is used in their application. So yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned a lot of things anyway, yeah. So
Yes.
developers should prioritize all of those things.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you believe that the increasing integration of AI and also machine learning into this kind of mobile application will make these trade-offs even more difficult to manage in the future?
Yes, ma'am. It's very manageable for the future, and it's better for the future.
Okay. So my feedback, maybe you can also mention about the difficulties and also maybe give a solution to manage in the future, right? Because that's also important to mention in your paper. Yeah, okay, that's all from me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Ayush. Do you have Narendra sir? Do you have any question? Okay, so for the next presentation, we have Murli Mohan Reddy Salem. Are you present, Murli? Okay. Or any of his co-authors is present? Okay, so we will move on with the next one. We have Shreya Partake.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so she is here with us to present her paper titled as Pragmatics and Contextual Understanding in Large Language Models, a Unified Analysis. So, Shreya, you can start.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shreya Partake from Dattamegi Institute of Higher Education and Research. Today, I am presenting my research paper on pragmatics and contextual understanding in large language models, a unified analysis, along with my co-author, Professor Rina Satpute. So large language models have achieved high performance in natural language processing tasks. They show strong abilities in semantic and syntactic understanding. However, understanding pragmatics, the actual meaning behind human communication, which depends on uh, context and intention, is still challenging. This research focuses on the gap between human pragmatic understanding and LLMs. Next, the key concept is co-text versus context. Um, Human understand language using real world context. LLMs mainly learn statistical patterns from text. This creates a pragmatic gap. This difference creates gap, especially in situations requiring inference. LLMs perform better on repeated patterns but struggle with new situations requiring inference. Two objective of this paper is to analyze LLM capabilities, limitations, and future solutions for pragmatic understanding. Next, the existing approaches are traditional uh, NLP benchmarks focuses mainly on semantic understanding. New benchmarks like pragmatic understanding. First is implicature, presupposition. Third is reference, and fourth is dexis. Study shows consistently outperform LLMs in complex pragmatic tasks. Next, these are the problems in existing approaches. That is, LLMs lack real world grounding. Next, difficulty understanding hidden meanings and intentions. Poor performance in sarcasm, irony, non conventional indirect speech. And current benchmarks mostly test literal understanding. These are the proposed methodology. In this study, we analyze LLM performance through important pragmatic concepts like implicature, speech acts, presupposition, dexis. The aim is to identify strengths and limitations of current models. These are the result and discussion. First is finding. LLMs perform well in conventional tasks. Conference resolution shows strong performances. Indirect speech, acts, and sarcasm remain difficult. Pub benchmark comparison. The GPT-4 is 86.4%. Cloud 3 Opus is 84.1%. Gemini is 82.3%. And Llama is 77.5%. Success reference resolution and pattern based pragmatic task, and the failure is novel inference, sarcasm detection, context dependent reasoning. LLMs show strong context learning but limited contextual understanding. Conclusion: LLM are powerful language models but still have a pragmatic gap. They imitate contextual behavior through patterns rather than true understanding. Future work is multi-model learning, better pragmatic benchmarks, context-aware AI systems, pragmatics-aware alignment. These are the references. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I will focus on your main claim in your research about the LLMs are sophisticated code text manipulators rather than context-aware agent. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Given the rapid improvement in rationing models, do you believe that a pragmatic gap is a fundamental limitation of current architecture, or merely a temporary technological challenge?
Can you please repeat?
Well, do you believe this pragmatic gap is fundamental limitation of current architecture, or merely just a temporary technological challenge? Do you get my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I will emphasize on the implication, yeah, the practical implication, because that's something that I love to read in every research done. So what are the practical risks of deploying the LLM in domain that heavily depends on pragmatics, such as healthcare, education, legal communication? So what are the practical risks?
Ma'am, the AI model trained a large amounts of text to understand the generate language.
That's all? Okay. Maybe you can also add on your research about that limitation. So it means that that's the limitation of your research, right? Which is you
Yes.
can over to the next future researcher to do the same research and to get the solution of that limitation. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Londe sir, do you have any questions?
No, Yashita, go ahead.
Okay. So up next we have Ayushi Chapte. Is she present in the meeting? Ayushi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So she is here with us to present her paper titled as Social Media and Society: Understanding Digital Communication Through Natural Language Processing. So Ayushi, you can start. You can start sharing.
Can I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible. You can start.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ayushi Chapte from Dattamege Institute of Higher Education and Research, Savangi Mege Wardha. Along with my co-author Reena Satpute ma'am, today I am honored to present my research paper, Social Media and Society: Understanding Digital Communication Through Natural Language Processing. This is the outline of presentation. Next, the introduction. Social media has become an essential part of modern society and daily life. It allows people to communicate, interact, and share information with others across the world in real time. Social media enables the quick sharing of news, updates, photos, videos, and ideas. Social media has a significant impact on culture, lifestyle, communication patterns, and decision making in society. Overall, social media has transformed the way people connect, communicate, and participate in the digital world. Next, the introduction content. Opportunity provides global connectivity and communication, creates opportunities for learning and knowledge sharing, supports networking and communicative buildings. Next, the key goals to understand the role and impact of social media in modern society, to explore how social media influence communication, information sharing, and social interaction. There are the objectives to social examine the impact of social media on communication and social interaction, to access effects of social media on education, cultural, and lifestyle. There are the existing approaches, related words. This is the USA 2018. Social media was studied to understand public opinion and communication trends. And India 2020, social media supports online learning, awareness, campaigns, and communication during COVID 19. In South Korea 2019, influencers and online ads strongly affected consumer behavior and marketing. In UK 2021, research focused on the effects of excessive social media use on mental health and teenagers. Common focus: social media influences communications, education, marketing, public opinion, and mental health, showing its significant impact on social modern society. There are the problems in existing approaches. Limited communication. Many social media platforms focus only on communication and ignore educational, social, and physical impacts. Privacy and security issues. Users' data is often misused or exposed, reducing trust among users. Spread, spread of misinformation. Fake news and misleading information spread quickly through social media platforms. High dependency on technology. Social media becomes highly dependent on digital platforms for communication and daily activities. Next, the proposed methodology. There are the social media and analysis framework. There are the data collection, interaction, data analysis and processing, results, and decision makings. First, the data collection, social media data such as post comments and user interactions. Next, the survey responses gathered from participants. Demographic data including age, gender, and location information. News and reports that provides additional content and insights. Next, the interaction. All collected data is combined and stored in an central repository. This connected storage ensures that information. Next, the data analysis and processing. There are the sentiment analysis to identify positive, negative, or natural options. Trend analysis to discover emerging topics and patterns. And the behavior analysis to understand user actions, performs, and engagements. Result and decision making. There are the social impact insights which reveal how social media influence society. Recommendations which supports influence decision making from organization research and poly markets. There are the result and decision making. Sentiment classification accuracy achieved 91.8% with a 95% confidence interval of 89.5% to 93.7%. Precision score is a 0.90%, meaning that 90% of the sentiments prediction by the model are corrected. Recall score, there are the 0.88, which means the model successfully identifies 88% of all actual sentiment in states. F1 score, there are the 0.89 representing a balanced performance between precision and recall interacting overall reliability of model society. Train prediction accuracy, there are the 87.5% with a confidence interval of 84.2% to 90.1%. There are the result and decision contents. This is a comparative analysis of traditional research versus social media analysis. In the public opinion detection, social media analyst achieves around 92% effectiveness, while a traditional research reacts about 68%. For trained identification, social media analyst scores approximately 89% compared to 65% of traditional research. Next, in information research, social media analyst performs the best at about 96%, where traditional research achieves around 72%. Next, the real-time mentoring. Social media analysis achieves truly 93%, while traditional research score about 58%. There are the conclusions and future work. Conclusion dependent, a framework to analysis the impact of social media on society, combines social media data, surveys, demographic information, and public reports for analysis. There are the future work expand the framework to analysis broader social media cultural topics, includes data from more social media platforms and online communication, enhance and data privacy, security, and ethical considerations. There are the references. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go first. Since some of my research also use primary data, so for this time I will ask about the methodology part. Since the social media user do not necessarily represent the broader population, then how should you account for demographic and platform biases when interpreting the NLP-based findings?
Yes.
Am I correct? Is my statement
Yes.
correct? The social media user do not necessarily represent the broader population, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the limitation of some of primary data. And I do it also. So we can maybe share insight. So how should you account or we account for demographic and platform biases when interpreting the NLP based finding?
Yes. There are the very important considerations. Since social media users do not necessarily represent the broader populations, we account for demographic and platform basis by interacting primary data, such as survey and demographic information with social media data.
Okay, but you don't mention it in your paper yet, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't mention it, right? Because that's the limitation, of course. But as a suggestion for the future research, maybe you can also mention it may be useful to future address the issues of representative. So you can addressing this issue for further strengthen the validity and also generalizability for future research in this area. That's my suggestion for your paper. All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayushi. So we will move on with the next presentation. Okay, next we have Jess Maries Mendes to present her paper titled as Student Experience Intelligence for Educational Tools Using Survey Analytics and Text Mining. So, Maries, are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you can start with your presentation.
Is my slide visible?
Yes, it is visible. You can begin.
Thank you. Mabuhay. I am Jess Marisa Mendes. I'm going to present our research on student experience intelligence for educational tours using survey analytics and text mining. This research is a group research with my co-authors flash on the screen. Educational tour is a strategy of higher education to expose students to real-world environments. This research is not about only whether students are satisfied, but which experience dimensions are most closely related to an endorsement and which operational issues repeat in student feedback. Significantly, this research may be used as a reference for the planning and enhancement of future educational tours and may also support administrative decision-making and approval for the conduct of such activities. For the methods, this study came from the data set. The data set came from a structured survey containing respondent profile fields. All pre-processing and analysis were implemented in Python so that the same rules are consistently applied across runs. Before analysis, direct identifiers were removed. And the reliability of the research instrument was assessed using Cronbach's alpha. For association analysis, Spearman's rank correlation tested monotonic relationships between recommendation and each composite predictor. And open-ended comments were analyzed offline with TF, IDF vectorization, and k-means clustering after lowercase URL and non-alphanumeric removal and white space normalization, empty and placeholder strings were included. Generally, the statistics of this research was done by my co-author. And the results, the analysis covered 156 student respondents. The majority of the respondents were female, enrolled in Bachelor of Science in Office Administration program, belonged to the late adolescent to young adult age group, and were predominantly second-year students. For Table 1, it summarizes internal consistency. For motivation, it shows good reliability, while effectiveness and problems, it shows reliability. For motivation, the strongest motivations are learning beyond classroom instruction, interest in the tour inclusions, experiencing them, having fun, and making memories with classmates and friends, while the lowest rated items are still above the midpoint but comparatively smaller, like encouragement by friends and parental encouragement. For effectiveness, the top rated outcomes are creative learning, learning resourcefulness, social skills development, while the two lowest items but still positive are facilitation of experiential learning, putting theory into practice. Overall, the highest problems for the problem signals are concentrated on cost and pacing time allocation rather than on a general lack of enjoyment. For recommendation intent is strongly concentrated in the top categories. It means 73%, 73.1% would like to recommend educational tour to other students. This report, it shows the performance associations with recommendation intent. Recommendation is positively associated with motivation and effectiveness, and the association with problems is negative but not significant. Conclusions and recommendations across 156 responses. The students generally rated the tour positively. The multi-item scales were internally consistent, so the item rankings and composite means can be interpreted with reasonable confidence. For the recommendation, first, the tour can better support the lower-rated theory to practice items by adding small course-aligned tasks that do not change the tour design. Short observation, for example, short observation prompts per site and a brief post-tour synthesis output tied to course outcomes. Second, planning can target the top constraints that students reported. It provides earlier and more precise cost breakdowns and budget guidance, and sponsorship support where feasible. Adjust the itinerary to protect time per attraction, and applies explicit accommodation or vendor criteria using a simple checklist so that minimum service expectations are met more consistently. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Maurice. Ma'am, do you have questions for me?
Yeah, sure. I'm interested with the sentiment analysis, actually. Yeah, the sentiment analysis revealed that more than two-thirds of comments were positive, right? Did the negative comments concentrate around a specific issue, maybe such as maybe cost or time allocation? Or did they maybe reveal additional concern that were not captured in the survey instrument?
Usually, ma'am, they have problem on the cost or the educational tour fees, because considering our students here are not really that highly privileged, then their parents are struggling to fund the activity. That's the most ranked or the most rated problem.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I also find it particularly valuable that your study combines quantitative survey analysis with text mining techniques. Yeah, because I also do the same thing, but without text mining techniques, and that's also something new for me. And this mixed analytic approach not only validate the survey finding, but also provide richer insight into student experience. That's quite good. So my question is just about the sentiment analysis, because that's quite interesting for me. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Londe sir, do you have any questions? Okay, so let's move on with the next presentation. Next, we have Kent Campit to present his paper titled as Uncovering Insights Beyond Metrics, a Machine Learning Approach to Service Evaluation in the Provincial Government of La Union. So, Kent, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Yes, you can start your presentation.
So good day to everyone present here. I am Kansari Kampit, and I am here to present my research titled Uncovering Insight Biometrics, a machine learning approach to service evaluation in the provincial government of La Union. So a little introduction to my research. Citizen feedback plays a crucial role in ensuring quality service and accountability in both the private and public sectors. In the context of Philippine local government units, citizen feedback is manually collected through customer satisfaction forms across different offices. However, despite the availability of digital tools and data analysis techniques, many local government units still rely on manual computation and traditional feedback methods or processing methods. Because of this, my research focuses on applying machine learning techniques to analyze both qualitative and quantitative citizen feedback in order to support more informed and evidence-based decision making in public service delivery. And now for the coverage of the study. This study includes feedback from a total of 34 frontline offices and units of the provincial government of La Union. These offices were grouped into 5 major sectors. First one is the physical infrastructure and land use development. The second is economic development sector. The third is environmental management and disaster resilience sector. The fourth one is social development sector, and the last one, which is the institutional development sector. In total, this study analyzes about 14,862 feedback responses collected over a 7-month period, and which from July 2025 to January 2026. Now, for the problems or gap that this research aimed to address is first, there is an over-reliance on service-level metrics such as CSAT score and averages. While this provides a general view of satisfaction, they do not fully capture the actual experiences of citizens. Second is the underutilization of qualitative open-ended responses, which are often manually categorized, causing valuable insight from citizen comments to be overlooked or not systematically analyzed. And lastly, there is a limited adoption of machine learning techniques in Philippine local government units, although tools such as sentiment analysis and topic modeling are available, they are not yet widely implemented in local government settings. Now for the objective of the study. So first is the study aims to establish a digitized and structured database of citizen feedback collected from all 34 frontline offices of the provincial government of La Union and pre-process the data for analysis. Second is the study aims to analyze citizen feedback using CSAT, weighted mean with region of interval, latent ratio allocation, topic modeling, and dual sentiment analysis using Leader and Roberta. The third one is the study seeks to develop an observed satisfaction classification framework that integrates both quantitative and qualitative and quantitative and sentiment-based results. And lastly, the study aims to present a consolidated action plan for service improvement based on the performance classification of each office. Moving on to the resulting discussion. So for the objective one, which focuses on creating structured and digitized database of citizen feedback, as shown on the slide, feedback forms were collected from different offices and converted into digital format. The data was then cleaned and organized to ensure that the responses were accurate, consistent, and ready for analysis. And throughout this process, a structured data set was successfully developed, which served as the foundation for succeeding analysis on this study. So, and moving again to the objective 2. So as you can see, this part focuses on the analysis of citizen feedback using CSAT. CSAT scores. And based on the result, all offices obtained very high CSAT scores, showing that citizens were generally satisfied with the services provided, and some offices even reached 100%. Although these mostly came from offices with fewer responses, and meanwhile, offices with larger numbers of respondents like the SPO, OPG, SSD, OPG, and OPAS showed slightly lower but still very high scores, and suggesting more variation in citizen experiences. However, since most scores are closely grouped, the result may not fully capture the actual experiences of citizens. And in addition, because the feedback was collected through paper-based forms, there may be response bias, where respondents tend to give higher ratings than normal. And now you're looking at the weighted mean result, and where all offices fall under the very satisfied category, showing consistently high satisfaction across all offices. Some offices obtain slightly higher scores, while other had slightly lower values. But the differences are very minimal. This make it difficult to clearly distinguish office performance and suggest a possible ceiling effect, where most results are concentrated on the top of the scale. So while the weighted means confirm high satisfaction, it may still not fully capture the actual experiences of the citizen. Moving on to the common themes in citizen feedback using latent relay topic modeling. From the analysis, three major topics were identified. Topic 1 focuses on gratitude and appreciation, showing positive feedback from citizens. And the topic 2 highlights facility-related concerns and possible unmet needs. While topic 3 reflects service quality and environment, which are with generally positive but sometimes mixed feedback. When we look at the results per office, we can see that most offices are associated with positive themes, especially appreciation and good service. However, some offices such as the library, and Picto showed keywords related to specific concerns like facility or staff behavior, which are not visible in CSAT results. High volume offices like the OPAS and SPO showed more mixed feedback, suggesting that more responses can be revealed more issues. And some offices also fell under fallback topics due to limited text data, making their result less reliable. And overall, topic modeling revealed deeper insight and hidden concerns that are not captured by numerical data alone. Moving on to the sentiment analysis. Moving on to the result of the sentiment analysis. This figure compares the result of Vader and Roberta across all offices. From the result, both models show that positive sentiment dominates, which is consistent with the high CSAT and weighted mean scores. However, there is a clear differences between the two models. Vader tends to classify more response as neutral, especially for short or simple comments, which means it may miss some conceptual meaning. On the other hand, Roberta provides a more detailed and context-aware analysis, identifying both positive and negative sentiment more clearly. For example, the Roberta was able to detect subtle negative feedback in offices like library, OPAG, and TikTok, which are not easily seen in the result. To evaluate the performance of both, and also to evaluate the performance of both models, a human annotation process was conducted using sample of 100 responses as the ground truth. And based on the result, the Roberta achieved 94% accuracy and 0.91 F1 score, while Bader achieved 81% accuracy and a 0.63 F1 score. And this shows that Roberta performs better and is more reliable, especially in capturing nuisance and contextual feedback. Overall, while both models are useful, Roberta provides deeper insight, helping reveal hidden concerns that are not visible in numerical data alone. Again, moving on to the final result of Objective 3, which aims to develop and observe satisfaction classification framework that integrates CSAT scores, weighted mean, ratings, and sentiment polarity to systematically classify office performance. So this table presents the observed classification or satisfaction classification by combining CSAT, weighted mean, and Roberta sentiment results. Based on the finding, all offices are classified under higher observed classification or satisfaction, which reflect consistently high scores across all indicators. However, when we look deeper, we can see some important differences. Most offices show strong positive sentiment, but some offices fall under limited sentiment data, such as Lupto, PSDO, PGSO, and PHO warehouse. This means that there is not enough qualitative data or feedback, so the result may not be fully reliable. And there are also cases with hidden concerns. Despite high satisfaction scores, for example, the library showed mixed sentiment result with lower positive and higher neutral negative responses. Similarly, offices like PHO, PTO, PDRMO, and OPAS have noticeably levels of negative sentiment results, even if the CSAT and weighted mean are still high. So this highlights an important insight. High satisfaction scores do not always mean there are no service issues. It also suggests that results may be influenced by response bias, and especially from the paper-based feedback, where respondents may hesitate to give negative feedback. And overall, this framework provides a more complete view of service performance by combining both numerical and textual analysis. And for the objective two,
Kent, just a quick reminder that you will have to wrap up in 1 minute because it's already 9-10 minutes already.
Okay.
Yeah.
This part is the objective 4, which shows the action plan that based on the ARTA, which the government also used for employee that is relevant for Department of Internal and Local Government Memorandums and Governance Standards. Overall, the findings show that all offices achieve high satisfaction scores, reflecting strong service performance across provincial government of La Union. However, the study also revealed that metrics alone are not enough, and citizen feedback is multidimensional, and the data-driven approach enhances governance. So that is all. Thank you very much. I now accept your I now welcome any questions or comments. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, you can ask your question.
Okay, I usually will be more excited to read a paper when it's also mentioned about its contribution to the sustainable development goals, which is you've mentioned it already in your abstract. And I hope that you also mention it in your paper, not in your abstract. So that's why I will ask about that things. But before of that, I also appreciate your study because you found high satisfaction rating, but you do the qualitative analysis, then you really reveal several recurring concern. So because again, it would be good for you to also relate it to the sustainable development goals, which is you mentioned it number 16, right? Peace,
Yes,
justice, and strong institution. Okay, so from a government's perspective, which issue should the government prioritize first, do you think?
usually government should always hear from the people. Uh, so I think the concerns of the citizen is the first thing that the government should focus on, rather than uh, rather than other things that are not really important. Yeah,
Right.
because there are things that
Yeah, you can go on.
okay, that is all.
That's all. Okay. Right. Rather than just only mention normative kind of things, my suggestion is you could also addressing this issue, the prioritized issue, to contribute to improving transparency, accountability, and public trust to the government, as emphasized in SDGs 16. Yeah, which is talking about peace, justice, and strong institutions. It would be good to mention in your paper. It will be a very strong paper because you talk about this SDGs point. Yeah, so that's my feedback. You need to emphasize on the practical implication, not only normative kind of things. Can you get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken, to present yourself. So I will give a last call to Mr. Murli Mohan Reddy Salem. Is he present or any of his co-authors is present in the meeting? Or else we are ready to conclude. Okay, let me check once. Hmm. Okay, so I think we have come to the end of the session. So, as we have come to the end, I sincerely thank all our authors for their excellent presentations and their valuable contributions, and all the participants for being a very important part of this international conference. I truly hope that this session was insightful and engaging for everybody. On behalf of the entire team, we thank you for your continued support, not just for this edition, but for all the previous editions of TIBS. We look forward to welcoming you again in the next version 2027 as well. All presenters will be receiving their digital certificates through email within 2 working days, and the publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. So we kindly request your cooperation with the TIPS 2026 team. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to our session chair, Maid Rati Nurmalasari ma'am and Dr. Londe sir. So here is a small token of appreciation on behalf of Tim Tibbs and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. So this is a small appreciation. So thank you all once again for your valuable presence. And before we officially wrap up with this, let's capture this conference as a memory. So I kindly request everyone to please switch on your cameras for a group snapshot. So 1 second, let me just click a snapshot. Okay, thank you so much everybody for joining. Stay safe, take care. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Best of luck.